and welcome to another episode of the Gunman. So we're not going to be mucking around today, let's get straight into it. I've actually got my mum's car in the booth here at work at the moment. As you can see here, it's just a probably 10-year-old Honda Jazz, and the paint on these things are quite thin from factory. So what ended up happening is there was actually nothing left of the clear coat. It had all broken down on the tops. Originally I was thinking of using a sandable primer, but I changed my mind. I'm just going to use wet on wet. So where are we going to start? That's half the battle, isn't it? So this is just a thin coat of wet on wet primer.
So what I've done in this video is just sort of chopped up the raw footage and just sort of made a semi-edited, semi-raw video. So this video format will be kind of familiar with those who do watch my raw channel, and I will be uploading the entire base coat and clear coat stages to that raw channel, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this format.
And as much as anything, I'm putting this on for coverage. It's going to help seal it down, of course, but yeah, it's serving a couple of purposes, I guess. Coverage and a little bit of sealing. But yeah, like there's probably going to be a couple of little minor dents on it that I missed. I think I've already found a couple, but I got the big one. There's a few stone chips, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. My mum is, you know, she's not very car proud. She's not a big car person. As long as it's shiny, she'll be happy. So hopefully 3 coats will be enough. That's drying nice and fast. Good old solvent base coat, man, gotta love it.
So the base coat that I used on this is the Chromax Centauri 610. It's definitely a budget spec line of paint. You can pay a little bit more for the next step up, which is 6,000. It will lay down a little bit nicer, especially with these types of metallics. So if you're looking for sort of, you know, something a little bit better than this, you definitely can take that next step up. Even once all of this base coat has been applied, I can still notice some sort of fine mottling on the tops. It's actually worse in the spray booth. I noticed when it's at home, it wasn't as bad. So yeah, but look, at the end of the day, for the car, it's all this car really deserves or warrants. You know, it's just an average everyday driver for my mum. She's not very car proud. She doesn't really care what it looks like, as long as it's shiny. Like you guys probably saw the previous video, and there was legit no clear coat left on it at all. So, but yeah, as far as the budget paint line goes, it's really easy to apply, and yeah, I'm definitely glad that I did go for the 610.
There you go, guys, that's it. Chromax 610 for the win, man. Sort of 2.5 coats. That last coat was quite quick, you may have noticed. It was borderline, not even really necessary. But there you go, looking good. Let's get some gloss sauce on it soon. Quartz liquid glass. Anyway, there you go, DV1 1.3. Gotta love that gun too. I'll be using my Pro Light TE 21.3 for clear coat. Yeah, we're ready to put some clear coat on. I just put 1 coat of wet on wet down, and then 3 coats of the Chromax Centauri 610. So that's the budget binder, so that's the budget spec Chromax. So this is definitely a budget spec respray. There was no clear coat left on the tops of the entire car. It's a 10-year-old car. It's actually in good mechanical condition, but yeah, the exterior of the body of the car left a little bit to be desired. So here we are, just giving it a spruce up. It was one of those things that, you know, you could have potentially tried to just do, you know, the parts, but I mean, like the worst of it, like the roof, bonnet, boot lid. But then by the time you do that, you'd probably want to blend the guards. By the time you blend the guards, you have to do the quarter panels, and you're left with a few, like 4 doors. that you're not doing. So there's really no need, or there was no use in not painting the whole car. So yeah, this looks like it's old, but it's actually not. I had it sitting in my garage and it must have been sitting near a leaky wall. There's actually a brand new can of clear, as you can see. I just cracked the top on it, but yeah, it looks like it's an old can, but it's actually not. It's fresh. Just got a bit of rust on the outside. That is all. So we'll probably have to come out after our first coat and mix a little bit more up. So where did we go up to? Oh yeah, we went up to the 5. Yeah. So 2 to 1 and 10%. I might just put an extra bit of thinners in. It's going to help it dry out. So not quite the full 15. I'll go like say 12.5, halfway between 10 and 15. Put a 12.5, something like that. Need be, we can leave it a little bit thicker for the second coat. That'll give it like a bit more sort of thickness to the clear and a bit more durability, I guess. But the thinner first coat's going to help that first coat sort of flash off. Yeah, it's after hours at the moment, so I've done a full day's work before what you're watching me do here at the moment. So gotta love getting those headlights like brand new. So yeah, I prepped this car up on Saturday at home, and my boss was kind enough to let me paint it at work. As you can see, like masking everything up. You know, it's all the car really, that's all it really deserves. I'll probably get some next vid telling me why I should do a 200-hour restoration job on it. You can be that next vid if you want. That can be you. How's that drying? Oh, that's fine. That's not going to even need a bake in between coats. That's drying nice and fast. Lovely. Lovely. I'll be able to put that second coat on nice and heavy. Fill up the worst of those little small sort of, what do we call them? The sand piling. That's probably the best word, yeah. Some people call it sand piling, and yeah, that's probably the best way to explain it. Oh yeah, man, gotta love that Pro Light. I swear, it's just still the best gun on the market for clear, if you ask me. I did a bit of colour coding here. That originally that was like black plastic. I reckon it looks better colour coded. And to be honest, a big part of it was actually just easier. It's easier to put a bit of plastic primer over it and paint it than it is to mask it off. Yeah, I think that thinning ratio, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, 12.5%. I'm perfect for the first coat anyway. I might just go 10% for the second. Just to sort of help the film build increase a little bit. Oh, that liquid glass clear, man. It's good. I can't wait to paint my Tirana in this stuff, I tell you what. Oh, and that's pro light, dude. CE20 all the way, man. I know, like I got this Segola limited edition. You've probably seen my review on it, but it's got nothing on the Pro Low, I swear. Well, I'm confident that I'm going to be able to do a very good job on my Tirana with this liquid glass. Like anything, you've just got to get the thinning ratio right, but it feels like they've made that easy or straightforward, just a good old 10%, give or take, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, you want it a bit thicker, drop a bit out. You want it a bit thinner, just add a bit of thinness. But I say that because currently using the PPG, you've really got to manipulate that product to make it look good. And it's not as simple as just spraying it differently. You really have to mix it up differently to get good results out of it anyway. That's what I've found. So what I might do here, we'll come back to this bit so that front bit doesn't dry too much, so that we get sort of overspray. I'm talking about our wet edge, if that makes sense. So we stop here, and now we come back here. Hopefully that'll melt in. Even that bonnet, like, I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't. I was going to put a sandable primer down on the bonnet and roof. That was always my plan, just to seal it down and then sand it back, but honestly, I don't think it would have come up much better. Like, yes, it would have come up a little bit better. I mean, this may sort of shrink back a little bit, but I think for the job, I think, yeah, I've done the right thing.
Rightio guys, so that's it. I haven't actually baked it yet, but that's it after a couple of coats of liquid glass clear coat. Yeah, there's a few nibs in it. Yeah, it's not perfect. Yes, we masked a lot of things up, but we've gone and given a nice car a new lease on life. Like, as I said previously, mechanically, this thing is in really good condition. It's only got 70,000 Ks on it. It had no clear coat left on the tops of the car. The sun had just killed it. It was literally just a quick buzz down. I did fix a few dents here and there, but I didn't even do them properly. Like, I didn't even prime them. I just like aerosol primed them. Like, there was one there. Yes, I can still see it. I know it's not perfect, but it takes the eye off it. There was a couple of little ones here and there, but the rest, I mean, yeah, look, I even masked the number plate up. I was thinking of taking it off, but then I'm like, I'll take it off. I'm just gonna have to put it back on again. I'm driving it home tonight too. I did notice I missed a little dent there, but it doesn't matter. I picked up one down there. I used some specular UV putty, a new one that I got recently. I did another one here. Like, the line's gone there, but it doesn't matter, you know. Another one around here somewhere, but yeah, I didn't even use a sandable primer on this. I just used wet on wet. And then I used that liquid glass clear coat, which is just absolutely astonishing. It is amazing stuff. Just wanted to say a big thanks to Spray Guns Direct for sponsoring this out. They sent out an extra couple of cans for things like this. So on this entire respray, I only came down to there. I just had a quick look in there, and it still feels, it nearly feels full, but it's only down to there. So 2 nice wet coats. I used the standard, so you've got 3 different types of this clear coat. So the speed of this clear is actually determined by the clear itself, so not by the thinner and not by the hardener. A lot of companies, like, they'll do the hardener is what is the different speed, but this, it's the clear itself. So I went for the standard because it's a full respray. I didn't want it drying too fast, and it also gave me an idea of what it's going to be like to do a respray for when I do my Tirana. And yeah, the hardener there, as you see, just standard liquid glass hardener, and as I said before, that stays the same for whichever clear you're using. And then the thinner, so just as you can see there, a quartz thinner, that's a 1525, so that's a medium. If you're ever wondering what those numbers mean, that refers to temperature.
So if the that's the basic idea. If the temperature's between 10 and 20, you want the fast one, so that will be the fast one. If the temperature's between 15 and 25, and then you've got 25 and 30, that'll be the slow one. Just to make sense of that, if you didn't already, the gun that I did use is this one here. That is my GTI ProLite TE20 1.3. No offense to all the other guns, mate, but you know, I've used so many guns. I am the gunman. And I always come back to this. And whenever I come back to it, it just clicks, man. Like it is, I swear, it's still like all these new guns that have come out, it is just by far, as far as I'm concerned, by far the best. Like have a look at that, man. Like that is glassy as. Just lays down a nice amount of material, and that clear coat, man, that flows. That is so much better than what I've been using on the daily here. The PPG clears, personally, I think they leave a lot to be desired. But yeah, have a look at those headlights. That's one of my favorite things about this is, yeah, how yellowed out those headlights were when it came in, and it's just gone out. It's going to look $1 million, you know. Another thing I did was I painted this scuttle. That was, I have a pet peeve. One of my pet peeves is exposed bare plastics on the exteriors of car bodies. So as you notice here, this was actually bare plastic when it came in too. Look, part of that was that it was actually easier just to paint it. A coat of plastic primer and paint over it. Part of it is that, but I also reckon it's a style upgrade too. Same with the base of these mirrors or the surround here. That was exposed bare plastic. Don't like it. Painted over it. I did these door frames, but I did just do them with a bit of chassis on in base coat black. Yeah, not chassis black, base coat black. Yeah, bumpers obviously stayed on. Just a quick scuff and paint, you know. I fixed the biggest of the stone chips that I got, but you know, I did paint over a few, and that's okay. It's okay. Look at that, man. I just can't get over how good that clear is. I guess it's just so much better than what I'm used to. That's why it really stands out to me.
Rightio guys, so that's about it for this video. I just thought I'd throw in a quick before and after to wrap the video up. So yes, that's what it looked like when it came in. All the scuttle panel and all those bare plastics have been cleaned up, and I sprayed a little bit of base coat black over them, as I mentioned. Sanded it all down, gave it a couple of coats of yeah, base coat, color and clear, and a little bit of wet on wet, and look at that. All up, I think this job only took me about 8 hours. Like, it took me about half a day on prep work. I did take a little bit of extra time to clean it up as well, so I got the pressure cleaner inside all the door jambs and cleaned it up like that. Just gave it a quick mask up, took it in the booth and gave it a quick spray job. So hope you guys have enjoyed watching this short 2-part series. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can also support the show by going and buying some Gunman merch. There is an updated link in the description. Till next time, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out.